I would like to point out a pitfall which you may encounter in releasing the old. It has to do with the emotional body and is deeply connected to the fact that you are a light worker. Spiritual anger. Here I am talking about a type of anger that is actually motivated by a longing for harmony and justice. It is what you might call spiritual anger. I will explain the origin of it. When you started your cycle of lives on Earth, you all had an inspiration. This inspiration is strongly connected to the Christ energy. My coming to the earth, the coming of Yeshua or Jesus, was a beacon to you, a source of inspiration. In me, you recognized an energy which you all have inside. In former times, you all had made the decision to anchor this energy on earth. But in the cycle of lives in which you tried to do so, you experienced a lot of resistance, and this has caused harm to the emotional body. The emotional body is nothing else than the child within you. Your inner child is the lively, free part of yourself, which spontaneously acts and reacts from its emotions. This child has suffered a lot during the lifetimes in which you sought to accomplish your inner mission of seeding the Christ energy on earth. A part of you is always cosmically inspired, and from the level of your higher self or soul, you know and feel the meaning of all that happens to you. You can see things from a perspective of light and knowledge. But there is another part to you which is your earthly personality. This is the inner child, or your ego. It is your humanness, however you may call it. On this level of you, there can be a lot of fear and lack of understanding about what is happening to you, even if your soul knows that it is all right and that it serves a higher purpose. During your lifetimes on Earth, you are often inspired to plant seeds of light in the form of new ideas or attitudes, but you were frequently misunderstood by your environment. You were rejected, neglected, or even annihilated. From these experiences of being unwelcome, much emotional trauma resulted. The child within you did not understand why it had deserved disapproval. Your soul did understand, but your earthly self, your emotional body, had to deal with deeply traumatic experiences that arose out of persecution, violence, and disapproval. All of you carry these traumas within you as scars on your soul. You have all come to Earth to bring light into this reality. Starting from a past history which is quite complicated. I just need to mention that there was a type of personal karma involved when you decided to start your cycle of lives on Earth. There have been times in which you yourselves were immersed in darkness, living to gain power and control over the Earth souls, among others. Your mission on Earth was to make up for these former lives, to bring back love and justice to humanity. While this inspiration, this torch of light, was burning strongly in your hearts, there was at the same time a lack of understanding in the inner child part of yourself, and therefore such a thing as spiritual anger arose. The child part inside you had no understanding of your own karmic contribution to the darkness and projected the evil outside of itself. The child part within you wanted to fight for the good and the just out of emotional motives. The child part inside you had little tolerance for the resistance and slowness of Earth reality, and it was impatient. Starting from this child part, spiritual anger was born. Spiritual anger means that you can be immensely affected by the evil of the world, by the suffering of innocent people, by the destruction of the earth, by the wrecking of the plants, the trees, and the animal world. All these things, political and social inequality, the apparently unnecessary dying of so many children, the wars, the violence, anger you. These are matters which affect you deeply and which can stir up anger inside you, and so you feel powerless. It is characteristic of light workers that they let themselves be carried away by this anger, and that they go beyond their limits in this regard. They lose themselves in their desire to change and improve the world. This can be a passion to change things on the political or social level, or it may emerge as a desire to help people on a personal level, as a profession, or in your private life. The desire to help and change things often contains a form of spiritual anger, although this may not be noticeable. After all, you seem to simply want the best for someone else or for society. But surely there is anger inside you when you feel inclined to force somebody, no matter how subtly, to change their behavior or their emotions. Often you do not notice that the time is not yet ripe for it.